Hey, yo, friends, what's going on? Man down, man down. Your
Mm.
boy has been hit with whatever the hell's going around. I'm sure there's other members of the In Madness family feeling it as well. This is episode 146 In Madness Pod. Your buddy Sean the Butcher, Vertebrae 33. What's up?
Sean, what's going on? I'm going to have to carry the load in this episode. You held me up. You propped me up when I was super sick last time, and it's my chance to return the favor.
Which episode were you sick for? I don't
I am
remember.
never more happy. It was Edward Scissorhands.
Oh,
Remember?
God.
I am never more happy that we do this podcast digitally than right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Than
me
right,
coughing in your face and
right.
hacking. At least I can hit mute and hack, and you don't have to hear it while I'm hacking.
Exactly. I gotta fill it up with sound. But Sean, it is super cold outside. I love it. I
Yeah,
want
it's
it to
supposed to
get
be snowing any
colder.
second now, according to
Oh, I
my
can't
phone.
wait. Let's go. I am eagerly anticipating today as we record this. I am getting a Folio Society, Sean, book. Folio Society makes these really cool editions of books. Supposed to arrive today on the Arctic because I have continued my healthy/unhealthy obsession with the Arctic. And it's started with Arctic horror, polar horror, whatever you want to call it. And it's now, just ran into actual stories of these insane expeditions to the Arctic where there's no supernatural going on, but there's pretty insane things happening. So I've got this fantastic book arriving today, as well as a second book from Folio Society, which is a Nordic winter horror detective story. We are all wrapped up, totally ensconced in this right now.
If
And
it
here
snows today, are you gonna go in your igloo and read your books?
I am, but this one, the big one, is expensive, so I might have to wrap it in plastic. Like Marilyn Manson said, wrapped in plastic.
I don't know that one.
But yep, we'll do that. But yeah, I'm gonna carry the load,
I'm
Sean.
glad you're feeling better than I'm feeling.
Well, one of us we can't both be down at the same exact time. That happened once, and we missed. That was the only time we missed.
Only time we ever missed an episode, unless I'm like crippled with fever, there's no way I'm not going to be doing the podcast. This is the premiere podcast, In Madness Pod, on all of the socials at In Madness Pod. You can hit us in the mail sack, which we will be dipping into briefly today. inmadnesspod@gmail.com with your email or voice note, whatever you want to send us. You can check us out on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment. Give us the 5-star reviews. Check out the In Madness Spotify playlist, which we added. Oh, you got to do it one more time for me. Vicky Vale.
Oh, Vicky Vale. I like Batman.
We added that to the In Madness Spotify playlist, as well as the Prince song. So we already had Party Man on there, but there was the other one, the one where he's
Yeah.
when he's doing the parade, which is great. When the Joker gasses everybody, I added a ton of music to the In Madness Spotify playlist for our previous episode. Happy In Madness Monday. If that's when you're listening, we drop a new episode every Monday, regardless. Spread the madness. Tell everybody you know about the show, whether they are healthy or sick. Spread the In Madness tentacles. You can get a shirt or a mug at inmadness.com. What mug do you have for this week, Vertebrae?
Sean, this week, I've just got a classic thing poster mug here as we submerge ourselves into. But Sean, I do have a special mug for not the next film, but what I think will probably be the film after it. I'm guessing will be the film after it based off of early votes. Sean has voted early and often for the next film.
Anytime there was a voting poll, I smashed my pick. And then after I smashed my pick, I was like, oh, what am I doing? I should have smashed the other pick that I wanted to smash because the one that I picked was already winning anyway.
But Sean, I'm still basking in the glow of our Batman episode.
Okay.
And I learned something about myself and this podcast in that episode. So when we started this podcast, I was nervous about, me and negativity and people being overly negative about things for no reason. And so I was always careful in the beginning to prop up and focus on the things that I love in a movie and sort of give it an asterisk, right, Sean, when we would talk about, but, like all these people worked very hard on this film and stuff. And after doing this podcast since December of 2022, I've learned something about myself, and I've learned that unlike probably the rest of the world a little bit and what's been going on in the last like 5 or 6 years or more, we're able to find gray areas in that. And we're able to say, we love Batman. We really into this movie. Nicholson's incredible. Maybe we're on the fence about Michael Keaton. We're definitely not really into Vicky Vale, but we still love this movie. And if you love the movie and you love Vicky Vale, then awesome. That's fantastic. We're not going to knock you down for that. And I've noticed that myself, I've been able to kind of look at films a little more nuanced than I did before, not internally, but externally. I'm able to, because I think my go-to on movies is to get defensive for movies that I really like. So I don't want to have a conversation with somebody, talk to me about how this part in Star Wars doesn't make any sense, or this part in The Thing doesn't make any sense. This podcast has taught me, Sean, that I can do that for films I love, and it's still okay to say out loud, because I would say it internally, but I'd be like, I don't want to be. The internet is just one giant hive of negativity, and when people hate things, they jump on hating it. You finish Stranger Things off, and I still haven't seen it, but people just destroy it, right? I didn't enjoy Alien Earth as much as I thought I would at the end, but I didn't waste any time going online and ruining that fun for other people. But it's interesting. So I wonder, when people have discussions about movies, are they okay with a debate? Because I used to be like, well, I don't really debate it. If Sean doesn't like this movie, no amount of conversation that I'm going to have with him is going to change his mind. Right. But then I realized, well, I'm not changing his mind. We're just having a healthy discussion about it.
And you bring to light things that I end up liking that I didn't know I liked when I originally watched it.
Yeah, which is interesting. And so do you. And so do you, because then I start to see things and I realize, we say it all the time. You can't take away the moment that somebody saw the film. You can't take away the point in their life that it happened for them. And that puts us through some rose-colored glasses at times. We're in a way to say, I love it so much. And if people are going to start to crap on it, I'm going to get defensive and I'm going to only talk about the things I love. But in this space, this safe space where you and I are just talking to each other, we've been doing it for a while now, over 140 something episodes. I can say it. I could admit, the special effects in that part were a little wonky, because it doesn't take away from the people who worked on the movie. I think I always err on the side of caution with the artists and the people who worked on it. But I realize that, we can have this sort of healthy discussion about it and not be the internet, right?
Who would have known a podcast called In Madness could be a safe space?
It's a safe space, Sean, for madness, right? But I don't know. It's interesting. I was thinking about it the other day because I was thinking about Batman, and I re-listened to the episode. I'm like, man, if you took certain parts of that podcast, you'd be like, these guys don't like Batman. And then you take other parts and they're like, these guys love Batman. And I think it's just easy to say, like, I love this, 8-course meal that I had, but what wasn't crazy about the salad or something. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, I think in the past, I would be like, nope, I love the entire meal because I just didn't want to have that. I would tell people all the time online, it's like discussing Brussels sprouts. I hate Brussels sprouts.
Fucking love Brussels sprouts.
Right. Now, that's my running joke, but I've had them fried and baked and wrapped with bacon, and they're fantastic. But honestly, if you fry anything and wrap it with bacon, you're probably pretty good. But I use that as an example because why would I waste my time? This happens in the Star Wars fan community. There are so many people in the Star Wars fan community who hate everything about Star Wars. The same people who talk about the original trilogy hate that George Lucas made special editions of it. Hate that he made prequels and probably pretty much kind of ran him out of Star Wars in a lot of ways. But they consider themselves a fan of it. If you hate like 90% of something, I don't know that you're a fan of it, right? And then and that's where you would opt out of the discussion. So it's awesome. It's awesome after this time to learn things. I hope our listeners realize that when we were doing this stuff and we're joking and I'm busting your chops about how much percentage of brain you could use when we're talking about Lucy, that it's all in good fun and that we enjoy these creations. Sean and I are not filmmakers, so we don't know the first thing about making a movie, but we know what we like and we know what we're into, and I think it's pretty cool.
I mean, I've been doing some debating for the last couple of weeks because I opened my mouth about playing Terminator 2D No Fate and how I wasn't able to beat the game,
Mhm.
which brought an onslaught of people
Oh,
saying, "What?
no.
What do you mean? What do you mean you could beat the game? Easiest game ever. I beat it."
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. I'm like, did you beat it on easy? And they're like,
Right.
"Yeah, I beat it on easy. You can." And I'm like, "Okay, I beat it on easy too." What I'm talking about is beating it, like actually beating it on not because once you beat the game on easy, it's like, all right, you gave it, the good Cub Scouts try. Now do
Right.
it for real on not easy. And that's been that way since the beginning of time. Like Street Fighter and all these games, I would play them on easy and be so excited that I beat it. But the
Yeah.
ending is like, if you want to see the real ending, beat it on
Mm.
a little harder of a level. So I have been trying to beat it on the harder level, and I did it once, but you got to do it. I think you could do it with like two different. There's different options. So what's cool
Oh.
about the game is you. I mean, spoiler alert. You can choose whether to shoot Dyson or not,
Mhm.
and if you do, that gives you two completely different
Who's
outcomes.
Dyson?
Dyson is the dude who was in Terminator 2,
Uh-huh.
the guy who worked for Skynet, and he was
Mhm.
building the hand when they go to his house and Arnold rips his hand off,
Oh, why don't I
and
remember that
and
name?
Sarah Connor's got her gun to his head, and she's
Uh-huh.
gonna pull the trigger, and then what's his face, stupid kid, and friggin' Schwarzenegger walk in. What's the kid's name? John Connor. John Connor and Schwarzenegger show up and they stop her from shooting
Mhm.
Dyson. But in the game, you got your gun pointed to his head, and it's like, shoot Dyson, yes or no. And it's like, what?
Oh, wow.
What?
Well,
And whether you do or don't, the game goes in two different directions.
I'm pretty sure this day and age, Sean, nobody's shooting Dyson because they are freely ingesting everything that our evil AI overlords are going to shove down our throats. So they got to change this game where
Not
you
to be
just
weird or
go
scary,
around
but since I
killing
had the
humans.
option, I shot him immediately. I was like, I got to see where this takes me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
did that, and I beat the game with that
Uh-huh.
option.
Yeah.
And then after you beat the game, it's like, okay, now on medium, not on easy.
Mhm.
Then after you beat the game, it's like, okay, now do it with the other option. And it's like,
Right.
oh, okay.
So when you shot him immediately, did it help? Did it help the AI? Because I feel like it probably would have.
No, I feel like you kind of get the same ending, but just through a different person's point of
Right.
view.
Right.
Because one of the game ends with you as Sarah Connor, and one of the games ends with you as John Connor. So I forget how it ends with each one. I recorded them both because I sent you the
Mm.
first one
Yeah,
because I
that was
was sitting
awesome.
there playing it, and it's just the last boss is so hard. It's so hard, and every time you beat it, like another boss shows up and it's like, you're not done yet. You got to kill it. So it's just so hard. But once you finally did it, and once I finally did it, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I would immediately grab my phone and just
I
start
was very
recording the
happy for
TV.
you.
So I
This
beat it. I beat it twice. I beat it on medium. I beat it with John. I beat it with Sarah. So stop messaging me, telling me how easy
leave
it is
him
to beat the
alone.
game on easy. I know
Who
it's
was
easy
it,
to beat it
Sean?
on.
Call him out by name. Come on, let's
Shut
have
nah,
some
nah, I'm not
beef.
gonna call anybody out. There's
Let's
a
have
couple
some
people.
podcast
It was a
beef.
couple of people.
Let's
But
have
I
some
get
beef.
it. I get it. If you beat the game on
2026.
easy, everybody beats the game on easy. I'm talking about beating it on what so the easy level is easy money, the
Uh-huh.
medium level is no problemo, and the hard level is hasta la vista, baby.
Nice.
It's
So I
such a
once
great game. Such a great
I
game.
once beat the first 4 minutes of a game, that Alien game I played
Oh,
last
Alien,
year. I
yeah.
played the first 4 minutes, Sean.
Mm.
I basically landed the ship. That was it.
Alien
It took
Isolation,
me like
yeah.
2 hours to land the ship, and I
Great
was
game.
out. I've never
Great
played it
game.
again. I don't even think we have the Switch 2 now. I don't know if it works on the Switch 2. I gotta see,
I got
but,
on Xbox. I beat it on Xbox. Phenomenal game.
yeah. No, I can't. I'm really, really, really bad at, video games. I like, Galaga. That's my
Yeah.
jam. You
Yeah.
know that. I got the tabletop Galaga or whatever. I love
Hell
it. But,
yeah.
Sean, before we dive in the mail sack,
Yes, please.
we do have something else exciting coming up, and separate from the poll.
Okay.
First, we do have our first interview lined up
For
for the
real.
new year. So
For
sometime in February, you will hear a very exciting interview that we're going to do. And then we also have our first film that we've received an advance screener copy of that we are going to talk about. And I'm telling you right now, everybody, what it is. It is Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. And it is a Looney Tunes film that, from the trailer, looks like it's going to be slightly more adulty type humor, but we'll see. It's in UK and Irish cinemas. I can't even say it. I almost said cinnamon. It's in cinnamon. It's in a container of cinnamon. It's in UK and Irish cinemas beginning February 13th. But we already have in our inbox, Sean, the ability to watch the digital copy. So at some point soon, probably around the release of that film, we'll talk about it.
Hell yeah.
Should be
I think that would be a
fun
lot
one.
of fun. Yeah. A little lighthearted episode of It Bad, this pod.
Yeah, for an old school 0.5 / modern.
What are you
inside
saying? These
madness.
banned words. This is a canceled word from the
Uh-huh.
podcast. We can't say 0.5.
Well, it's a shout out to all the listeners who've been there from the beginning.
OGs.
There's a couple threads that you're never gonna find the end at if you're an early listener. We're probably never gonna go get a sandwich from Mission
No, it's
Sandwich.
gonna happen. I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna kidnap you.
Yeah. But and then we'll never do a 0.5 again, even though these all feels like they're 0.5.
We should probably do the Looney Tunes after the next two movies, because the next two movies are gonna be pretty dark.
Well, we probably squeeze it in between. I'm thinking we pop it in between. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Maybe we do a special one. So I'd like to do it around the time it comes out. So if you're able to see it in the theater, I will check to see when the digital release in the United States is. It's very interesting that it's not in the US. I'm not sure what it's on. I also know that there is a Coyote versus Acme theatrical film coming out in the US in August. So maybe they just don't want to confuse the market with it or something.
Our first animated In Madness episode?
Yes, because we have talked about doing Akira.
Oh, God.
And that is like a lot. So
it's definitely be a two-parter.
That would be a two-parter. I will say this right now. The winner of the poll is going to be a two-part episode. There's just no way that we will squeeze all the bits.
If it is indeed the winner, the polls are still open, and we could have the most glorious upset of all time.
As right now, Sean, it's tracking, right? If you're watching the maps and you're having all the areas check in and tell us where they're at right now, this is tracking for what we thought it would track for. And I have begun to prepare myself research wise for that film. If I am wrong, I'll have to pivot very quickly, but I have faith in our audience. And it doesn't mean we won't do the other two films.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually, because Batman was on our voting poll a long time ago. And if it didn't win, once it didn't win, I was so pissed. So I held on to that anger for a full year. And then once we started 2026, I was like, Batman, so good.
And I love the idea of us theming these polls. So I want to continue to do that too. So it's a certain theme. It gives people just, hey, what do I like most in that category? Which is pretty cool. So
speaking of Batman, shall we dip into the mail sack?
Mail sack.
Let's do it.
Okay. We have our buddy who sent us Christmas gifts, who we love very dearly, Psycho Ninja 47.
Yeah,
sent us an email. Says, "What up, boys? It's your boy Dave. You had to start the year off talking about Batman '89. Damn it, don't worry, the voice note is actually short. Well, I'm actually hoping it's kind of long this time.
Well, see what happens, Sean, is you're like, oh, good, it's a short one. I encourage you to send long voicemails. It's fine. Send whatever you want.
So now I'm going to share my screen so I can get this voice note up. Share audio. Yup. All right. Let me know if you can hear our voice note from our buddy, Psycho Ninja.
Yo, what up? What up? It's your boy Dave, aka Psycho Ninja 47. Really quick, you guys are just a bad influence to me, right? Because like I came up with this New Year's resolution that maybe they're sick and tired of hearing my voice, so let me just not send any voice notes for the entirety of 2026. See what happens, right? But then, like right out the gate, you guys hit me right in the childhood. Talking about fucking Batman 89.
First voice note of the new year.
I mean, come on. Like, how can I not say something about this important movie? This is an important movie.
Right.
I'm a superhero movie guy. That's what I watch.
Clearly.
That's my number one genre that I go to. I watch it all. Marvel, DC, it doesn't matter. I don't deal with the tribalism. I like anything with dudes and spandex and capes throwing shit around, blowing it up. That's what I do. That's what I love to watch. And Batman 89, it's a very important movie. I grew up on, actually, before that movie came out, I was an Adam West guy. 66 Batman was my Batman. That's how I was introduced to the character. Christopher Reeve's Superman, that was my second superhero of choice. If anything, he was probably my favorite. My mom had a big crush on the guy. I thought he was my dad because every time we watched the movie, she would say, "Oh, I love Christopher Reeves. He's so handsome." And my dumb 4-year-old brain didn't know how relationships work, so I thought if your mom said she loved somebody, then that was your dad. So I walked around school telling everybody, "Hey, fucking Superman is my dad. I just don't see him because he's busy saving Metropolis from Lex Luthor." But anyway, Batman 66 was my shit. I love the wackiness of it. I love the cartooniness of it, just like the Ninja Turtles, right? And then the movie comes out, the live action movie comes out, and I'm like, holy shit, this guy's fucking dark. He's violent. It's scary. Jack Nicholson basically was playing himself with some makeup on. I think he just got coked up and showed up on set one day and decided to, laugh his ass off playing the Joker. I don't know. That movie's crazy, but it's still dope. I do agree though with Vertebrae at the end of your episode. You said that it doesn't really hold up as well. Using 2026 eyes after all these superhero movies come out, all this, the special effects and the graphics, all that stuff. You kind of know what these things can look like with modern technology. So it doesn't hold up as great as it once did, but Michael Keaton's still the man. Because of him, we got the Batman animated series, which I think took its tone, took a lot of inspiration from that. The Gothic feel, the Art Deco, old school, but yet kind of modern technology feel of Gotham City and the cartoons. I think came from that movie straight up. The follow-up was amazing. Batman Returns. I think that's my favorite Batman movie of all time. It feels like the cartoon come to life, right? So you got 89 inspires the cartoon. The cartoon is pretty much the greatest property of all time in the whole Batman mythos. And then somehow, some way, it turns back around and Returns comes out, and that feels like the cartoon come to life. It is a Christmas movie. It counts as a Christmas movie, so I can't wait for the end of the year when you guys review that. Right? That's what you're gonna do. I know that's what's gonna happen. Batman is fucking dope. Batman 89 is dope to an extent. Again, it doesn't hold up, but it's still a classic. It still deserves to be to get all the credit that it gets for helping comic book movies be what it is today. Thank you guys for helping me break another New Year's resolution while I sit here eating fucking pizzas and chocolate when I told myself I was supposed to fucking lose weight and shit. But whatever. It's all good. excited to hear that Vertebrae 33 is coming back to Comic-Con later this year. I won't surprise you guys. If I can make it out there, I'll definitely hit you guys up, and hopefully we can fucking hang and chill and, you know, hang out with Godfather and the Shredder again, or whatever the fuck. You guys are dope. Happy fucking New Year. I hope you guys are playing with your new toys. I know I am. Yeah, it is what it is. Love you guys. Peace.
Yeah, days. Like,
That was
awesome. My
awesome.
man. Incredible.
That was the best
Always
voicemail. That was the best voice note we've had in all of 2026, Sean.
All year.
Huh?
Yeah.
Best
I got
one
my
all
toy
year.
right here.
Yeah, that's
My
fantastic.
Leonardo
That's
Godzilla right here.
awesome. You know what's funny, Sean, is the Batman 66 that they did a film of that. Did you ever see the film of Batman, the TV series?
No.
So there's an actual film, and they famously use bat shark repellent. Batman is on the rope ladder of a helicopter, and the shark is on his leg or something, and he uses the bat shark repellent. Pretty
literal
fantastic.
jump the shark. Was this before Fonzie or after Fonzie?
That's it would have been before. That's awesome. You know, it got me thinking when he brought up the Adam West thing too, Sean. Did I ever tell you, or did I tell our listeners about my Adam West interaction?
No, please tell us.
So, you know, you come off the craze of Batman, and a little bit of time has passed, and Vertebrae is a freshman in college, and I was told I should try to like participate in things because I didn't participate in anything in high school except drawing monsters on my notebooks in the back of the classroom. So like, okay, fine. So they have this like events committee. So I'm like, cool, I'll try it. And they're like, so they're going to show that Batman movie, and like Adam West is going to come and like talk to everybody. So I was like, oh, fantastic. Now, if you glimpse Vertebrae at the time, probably wearing ripped up shorts with Doc Martens, small goatee, long hair, you know, a little angry looking. And they decide that I should be like one of the security people for Adam West. So I'm like, okay, fine. So we go to this, they show the movie, he speaks, then he's going to go to a room and people are going to file in the room, take pictures, autographs, the whole bit, whatever. So we go into the room and there's only like a couple people there and him, and we close the door, and like, I'm super excited. I'm just standing there like there's Adam West. I kind of say hi, and he couldn't have been more rude.
Oh no.
And then he just says something to the effect of, give me a few minutes before these effing idiots get in here. Something to that effect.
Great.
And I was like, oh man.
There it goes.
And then the door opened up and it's like, hey, and he's on fire, and like he's signing everything, and everybody leaves, and he's just like, no, like, hey, thanks a lot. No, to us, like, thanks for being here. You know, anything, nothing at all. Yeah. And I was like, oh man. But at the time, Sean, I will give him one break. At the time, he showed that movie. Everyone laughed throughout that movie because they're supposed to, but he was in a weird space in his life where he was sort of angry because everybody liked the Michael Keaton Batman so much, and like he wasn't involved. They didn't have him involved in any way. There was no cameo. There was no anything. And like 75% of the questions after they show the film he's in are about Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I think I will give him a little bit of a break because he was pleasant to everyone to their face. I think it was just like, you know, I'm going to capitalize off this success and get some more appearances and make some more money. But like, this stinks because everyone thinks the movie that I made is a complete joke. And they all want to just talk about how much cooler like this new Batman was. So I'll give him a little bit.
Which everybody was correct, though.
Yeah. I mean, I would think he was in a little bit denial at the time not to say it's not shticky. It's supposed to be shticky, right? That was its whole deal. And I think he got, if I remember correctly, when he's speaking, he just got like a little defensive about like some stuff that but it's like, I mean, you got a fake shark hanging off your leg and you got bad shark repellent. So like, I mean, you gotta, and that's fine. Like, I think you can have, people love those types of movies.
For the time, it was great.
For the time. I mean, people go to see Gwar, is not my cup of tea, but they go to see Gwar in droves and it's their cup of tea, right? You and I have talked about whether we like shticky type horror movies or not. and I do like a few of the Evil Dead movies that you're not as crazy about. So, but I think it just kind of hit him in a certain way at the time. And if you remember, there was like this whole thing where like that Batman show that everyone loved, if there was an internet at the time, everybody would have destroyed it once the new Batman came out. Now we're more nuanced. We can say we like Michael Keaton. We love Pattinson, right? We love Bale. We can like them all for a different reason. But at the time, even before the internet, the tribalism, just like David mentioned, comes into effect, and everybody's like, and I think probably he was probably getting paid to make some appearances where they were just like kind of make fun of it. You know what I mean?
Just come here, we'll pay you, and we can laugh in your face. Oh,
Pretty much.
God.
Pretty much.
Oh,
but
God.
anyway,
Is
yeah,
this
that
what
was
it's
my
come
Adam
to?
West. Yeah. But no, thank you, David. That's awesome. Our goal is to have you wanna and desire to send and voicemail in all the time because you're so
We'll
drawn to
probably
what we're
have
talking
him
about.
as a like official guest on the show one day. We've had him on Comic-Con episodes and whatnot.
I would love
voice notes,
to
but
I would love to have a few people this year make it a goal that
for
we get
real.
a couple of the more ardent listeners who participate a lot to come on, right? And we just do kind of this what we're doing right now with them. I think that would be fantastic.
I
But
also wanted to mention the Batman animated series. It's like one of the greatest cartoon series of all time. They have all of them, I think, on HBO Max.
they do, and they have Batman Beyond on there too. I actually started watching Batman Beyond the other day, which I liked a lot when it came out. It is so 90s. I was watching with my daughter and she was like, "What is this music at the beginning when it's coming on? Like, what is this?" I'm like, "Oh, that's industrial." That was a time period, right? And they have Justice League, and then they also have Justice League Unlimited on HBO Max as well. But yeah, Batman the cartoon obviously heavily influenced by the film. Also, the old Fleischer Superman cartoon played heavy in the influence of that as well with kind of the animation style. But those are great, man. I would love to do a Batman if we had more time, Sean. We do a Batman the Animated Series podcast and just go through every single
episode. Yeah, they're
pretty
so
fantastic.
good.
So good.
They're so good. There's we were just mentioning Akira earlier, and there's like a big Akira influence in that show as well. I mean, Akira influenced everything, but
yeah, and in Batman Beyond as well. And I love that Batman Beyond had Kevin Conroy in it, who's unfortunately no longer with us, is the voice of the older Batman, and they kind of bring the new kid in and stuff. That was McGinnis was the kid's name, but pretty fantastic. But I think that's it, Sean.
that's all I got for 146. Are you ready to tease the vertebrae pick? Last one was a Sean pick. This one is a vertebrae pick. The movie after vertebraes will be the one you voted for on our voting poll in Madness Pod, at In Madness Pod on all of the socials, whether you commented on the post or whether you sent us a DM, whatever it is. I'm going to go through everything. We're going to tally it up and we'll come with the results after Vertebrae's movie pick. I had like 4 hints for my Batman pick. What do you have for
zero,
yours?
Sean?
Nothing.
I have 0. We are headed the opposite of south for this film.
Great. This is the only movie from this director that is out that we haven't covered yet.
Yes. Yep.
On the podcast.
I think that's enough. I think if you could figure that out. We have covered all the other films of this director, and we loved all the other films. This may be the first one where Sean doesn't love it as much as
this
me.
is my least favorite of all of his movies.
But how least, ladies and gentlemen, we'll find out next week.
Shit. And with that, we will see you. Hopefully, I'm in better condition. And if you're feeling shitty as well, hopefully you feel better. Take your little lozenges. I got my little Halls lozenges and my Mucinex and my tissues right here, which I'm shoving up my nose. And we will see you for the next thrilling episode 147 of In Madness Pod.